Wait! What are you doing? Please don't hurt me!
How can you do this to me?
Do what to you? I don't understand!
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't toy with me. You broke my heart.
Don't do this!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Channel 7 News. We have some breaking news for you. At this time, there has been a report of a murder regarding the victim, Marge Simpson, who was stabbed to death by vicious teeth marks. We currently have an investigative team on the way to meet up with her husband, Homer Simpson, to examine the scene of the crime. Wish them luck on the investigation. Now, on to the weather.
Good evening, Mr. Simpson. I am Detective Minjioda of the Jedi Knights Police Department. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
Sure, what did you want to ask me?
Do you remember the last time you saw your wife alive?
I saw her in the morning on the day she was murdered. I always asked her to carry a weapon, and I always do in case of an emergency.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was at the donut shop. It was our 10th year anniversary, and she never showed up. Why do you think I murdered my wife?
No, I'm not saying that. It's just that you were closest to her. Do you know anyone who would have some sort of reason to kill your wife?
Well, she does have some close friends.
We'll start there. What are their names?
Let's see. Their names are...
Greetings, Chunky Monkey. I am Detective Minchioda of the JKPD. May I ask you a few questions regarding the murder of Marge Simpson?
You couldn't have picked the worst time, Detective. I'm busy at the moment. Could you come back later? Perhaps around 7 o'clock?
Why? Are you sure right now is not a good time? This is a very important case.
I said I was busy. I'm in the middle of something very important. Besides, Marge was a good friend of mine, and I am still sensitive about her death.
Fine. I will be returning at 7 o'clock sharp. See you then. That monkey sure was trying to hide something. Maybe he is the murderer. No, that's still too early to say. The murder weapon seems to be missing. If only there was a clue I could work with. There were bite marks. Maybe the next suspect could be connected to the murder somehow. Good day to you, sir. I am Detective Minchioda of the Jedi Knights Police Department.
What do you want?
According to Homer Simpson, you were a good friend of Marge's.
Yeah, so what's your point?
May I come inside so we can discuss this further?
Sure, why not?
So, where were you the night of the murder?
I was serving my queen at her estate as the butler.
So you have an alibi. Great. This rules you out as the killer.
Well, that's good to hear.
But, during the autopsy, I did find some really suspicious bite marks.
What kind of bite marks?
Bite marks that resemble those like your teeth, Mr. Alien.
Mine? I thought you just said that I was not the killer.
I said your alibi holds up. But the evidence points to you, Mr. Alien.
But why would I murder Marge? She was my friend.
Really? According to Homer, Chunky Monkey was also friends with Marge. Do you know anything about him?
Well, before Homer met Marge, Chunky Monkey and I were best friends with her.
I knew that Chunky Monkey secretly had a crush on Marge for quite some time.
Interesting. Did Marge ever date Chunky Monkey?
No, it never happened. But on the day he was going to ask her out, Homer, who worked with Marge, asked her out, and she said yes. Chunky Monkey was crushed when he found out they got married and had kids.
So it looks like Chunky Monkey did have some feelings toward Marge and her relationship with Homer. It looks like Chunky Monkey could have had some animosity towards Homer.
But why would he murder Marge instead of Homer?
I'm still unsure of that. If Chunky Monkey loved Marge, maybe he was thinking that if I can't have her, no one can.
Have you talked to Chunky Monkey at all?
I was going to meet up with him at 7 o'clock. I better head out now since it's almost time.
Well, it was good talking to you, Detective. I hope you can find out who really murdered Marge.
Thanks for cooperating, Mr. Alien. Have a good night. Good afternoon, Chunky Monkey.
The same to you, Detective! So what other question did you have for me?
I understand that you had strong feelings for Marge, is that right?
Yes, I did! So what? Do you think I was jealous of Homer or something?
Well, to be honest, I don't have a reason to think otherwise.
Think what you want, Detective. I would never do such a thing.
I understand, but you seem a bit uneasy.
Why do you say that? I'm just nervous, that's all. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe he's trying to hide something.
I'm not trying to hide something, honest.
Where were you the night of the murder?
I was baking a delicious banana cake. You think I would murder my best friend? Are you crazy?
I'm very sorry. I can sense your frustration. That's all the questions for today. Thank you for your time. It seems that Homer, Chunky Monkey, and Mr. Alien have alibis. But what am I missing? Teeth marks, donut shop, butler, banana cake. Let's see. Aha! I figured it out. You're probably asking why I have you all gathered here. I'm here to tell you I know who murdered Marge. Mr. Alien!
Oh no!
The bite marks that resemble your teeth look like they came from you, but they're not. I found some shrapnel during the autopsy that indicate a weapon made of metal. So you are not the killer. Chunky Monkey! At the crime scene, I found not even a hair from your obvious pink fur. And something you didn't tell me was that you had a shedding problem that I found where I was on my way to your house. So you are obviously not the culprit. So the killer must be... You, Homer, are the murderer.
What? You have no evidence! I'm innocent!
What I also found during the autopsy was a small red sprinkle in Marge's hair. It was very difficult to spot with the naked eye, so I barely spotted it by using the force and my magnifying glass.
No! It didn't come from me!
Well, there's even more proof. I went to the donut shop and I asked what sort of donuts you usually order. And what do you know? They gave me a big donut with red sprinkles.
No! It's not true!
And as for the bite mark, you tried to frame Mr. Alien by using his own teeth marks, but you failed. You bought some teeth that resemble Mr. Alien's and bit into your wife's jugular vein, where she then bled out and died.
So, anybody could have bought something like that and used it on my wife?
One final clue, and I think this is a big mistake on your part. I examined the wound closely and found some small bits of hair. They came from your facial hair, Homer.
No! It's not mine!
During the investigation, I went back to where the crime was taking place and found your comb. And guess what? The DNA was a perfect match for the hair I found on Marge's wound. Some of your facial hairs scraped her neck. You have nowhere to run, Homer.
All right! I did it, okay? She threatened to leave me if I didn't give up drinking and TV. I was frustrated. I can't live without those things. The only way was to get rid of her. Now I regret it.
How could you?
Homer Simpson, you are now going to be put in prison for the murder of your wife. Chunky Monkey, Mr. Alien, you are free to go.
What have I done?
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Channel 7 News. The murderer of victim Marge Simpson has now been put behind bars. Thanks to the help of Detective Mink Yoda of the JKPD, the case has now been solved. That's it for today. Thanks again for tuning in to Channel 7 News for your daily breaking news coverage. Tune in tomorrow for our next broadcast.
Wait, what are you doing? Please don't hurt me!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Channel 7 News.
Sure, what did you want to ask me? I saw her in the morning on the day she was murdered.
Good evening, Mr. Simpson. I am Detective Minjoda.
What do you want? Yeah, so what's your point?
You couldn't have picked the worst time, Detective. I'm busy at the moment.